Hello cookie jar friends. The jar came today in the mail from Amazon. It came well packaged. As you can see, the box, it came one piece. It included a metal lid, which I will not be using a metal lid. I will be making my own lid, and I will be showing you how I do that. But step number one, once you get your jar, is to fill it up with water and rinse it out. I have no idea what residue might be in there from the manufacturing of, whatever they do to make jars. I have no clue. But first step is to rinse it out. That way anything that's in that is no longer in that. So when you start putting animals in there, there's nothing that's going to hurt them. So I'm sure you guys have a pretty good idea how to clean a jar. So I won't record that, but this is step one. Okay, step number two, after you clean your jar, is cut out acrylic lid, or at least this is what I did in my steps. So what I did is I traced the top of the cookie jar on the plexiglass, and I used a jigsaw to cut it out. Here is the piece that I cut out. I cut out a circle. You can see the marker because that was my line for tracing. And then I actually used the jigsaw to cut slits in this way. And this is where your air line or your heater wire will go. And then these little things, I just glue these on the inside. This is a piece of PVC pipe. I cut a slice off of it, and then I cut it in quarters, and then I just use super glue. And this is the super glue I use. But you can use any super glue at Lowe's or whatever. So yeah, I glued that on. That way when this sets on the cookie jar, it won't slide off. It just sets on. And here's the cookie jar. I'm gonna put it on that stand. Here's the lid, how it fits. So it has a little bit of side to side, which I'm good because that helps when you want to open it. You can open it easy, but this will keep it from sliding completely off the jar. And then if I spin it around, these are the slots. So in the back, your airline tubing and your heater cord will go in the jar nicely. So this is step one. Friends, welcome back to part two. I am going to be talking about substrate. So substrate is what you put on the bottom of your tank. Now you can use crushed coral, you can use sugar sand, you can use, or you could even go with no substrate. But this is aggranite sand. I prefer this. I like the way it looks. I like the particle size of it. Let me zoom in. I like how uniform the pieces are. This gives you a lot of surface area for bacteria to grow on. Good bacteria that you want. Gives a place for microfauna and your inverts to forage and find food. Maybe even hide if you have some burrowing critters. I like the buffering capacity of this sand. This will help maintain a pH of 8.1, 8.2. And I also like the fact that if you decide to run a little higher flow, this sand doesn't blow around. Like if you choose a sugar type sand, it could blow around your vessel. So this is what I would recommend. And again, you can pick it up at $9, $10 at a Petco or some similar store. I am going to show you what I do to mix salt water. This is my RO system. That's a pre-filter. These are carbon blocks. And this is my DI resin. After it goes through the system, it's stored in this container here. I drain the container into these 5-gallon buckets. And this is the salt that I mix. So I fill the bucket up to about this line. And then I'll put the salt in, and I'll show you that. All right, so I pulled the salt out of the bag. Here's the bag. I just stored it in the bucket here. And I dump 4 of these in the bag. This is a half scoop half a cup. So I put 4 of those in there. Then I stir it up. I'll top the water off. And then the next part is what I'll do is I'll put a pump in there and a heater so that the water gets up to temperature. And I'll show you that as well. So now I have the pump and the heater in the bucket. I'll let this mix up for a couple hours, make sure that the salt gets well mixed into the water. And also I'll make sure that the temperature gets up to the desired temperature of the jar or my tank that I'm putting it in. And then I'll test the salinity at that point. If I have to make some adjustments, I'll either add salt or I'll add more fresh water to the system to get the desired salinity. And I will show you how to test salinity. Now I'm going to show you how to read salinity using the high precision hydrometer from Tropic Marin. So this reads salinity from 1.018 to 1.028. And so I use a graduated beaker here. This is a 1,000 milliliter beaker. You can get this on Amazon, and you take the reading at the top of the water line. Let me put some light on there. So you can see within the blue range is where you need to shoot your salinity to be, but ultimately you want to be at 1.026. So per these directions, it says that 1.5 cups of instant ocean salt per each US gallon of water. So that will get you in the ballpark, but then you'll have to use something to measure the salinity. I prefer the high precision hydrometer and beaker, but you could also use a swing arm hydrometer, or you could use a refractometer. Either way will give you a salinity reading, so you can verify that what your mixture was correct. Currently now I'm filling up this vessel. I'm trying to do it slowly so I'm not disturbing too much of the sand and making too much of a mess. Another hack is these little clips are game changers. Rather than standing there and holding that tube the whole time, I just put a little clip on and hold it. The one thing that I'm going to do different with this jar as opposed to my other jar, the other jar I used a Higer Airstone. That was my water movement. I wanted low flow in that one because I wanted to see the zinnia pulsing. In this jar, I really don't want, I'm not going to put any zinnia in this. This is only going to be macroalgae. I'll probably end up renaming this the macroalgae jar, but I'm going to go with a controllable wave pump for water movement. Now, I'm not going to use an air bubbler in this tank just because I want to go a different route. I'm going to try something different. I can compare and contrast the two systems. I think that would be something that everybody would benefit from seeing. But I'm gonna install this, and I'm gonna use the wave maker in this, and I think I paid $40 for this. Anyways, if you really want to know how much, if you're really interested in this, I can send you the Amazon link because I bought everything, just about everything on Amazon. As you can see, I kind of went with a new light. This is the Hero light. I actually bought 2 of them, one for this cookie jar and one for my previous cookie jar. I like the nice clean look of it. It comes with the bamboo pad, and then it has its own mount screwed in, and it comes up. I think this is a nice clean look. I like the light spectrum. It videos well. So I went with this. I bought 2 of them. I'll show you the box. So down here in my cabinet, so this is why you have cabinets, because this is where you keep all the junk. So here is the box. Hero Aquatics Nano Light. Highly recommend this light. I liked it so much, I bought 2 of them. And the other thing that I added, since the last time is a heater. These are pretty easy to set up. You can see it back there. Heater and the water pump, the wave maker, the Higer wave maker. Here's the box. All right, so for all the people that are asking me, how much is this going to cost? I'm going to do a product list, but you have to pay attention because there's a difference between what I bought for the 5-gallon cookie jar and the 2-gallon cookie jar, which is what brought you here in the video. Go over the 5-gallon cookie jar first, followed by the 2-gallon cookie jar. So for the 5-gallon cookie jar, okay, this light, this Hero light is $60, but it's worth every penny. You don't have to worry about how you're going to mount it. It's just plug and play. You set it up. It's on off. Very simple. Light spectrum's great. Highly recommend. Second part where it differs is the Higer wave maker. I went with the wave maker with the 5-gallon. That was $45. So with a bigger vessel, you're going to pay a little bit more money. And then the heater was $20. And then this jar, I had a hard time finding a 5-gallon jar, but this jar was $85. Okay? Compared to the 2-gallon jar that Walmart was like $13 or $14. So, okay, for the 2-gallon cookie jar, I paid $50 for the light, the Hero light. I paid $15 for the Hager air pump, and I paid $15 for the heater. So, depending on what you want to do and what you want to spend, you could choose between the 2-gallon, which is much cheaper than the 5-gallon, but if you want the added water volume and the height, you could go with the 5. I will give you a product list in this video description, and then from now on, each time I do a video between this system and the other system, I will give you a list of products that I'm running on the tank. But for this video, you have to pay attention. If you're going to go with a 2-gallon cookie jar, you have to, look for the stuff that I have marked 2-gallon. Told you that I was going to show you a couple more methods of testing salinity. I already showed you the precision hydrometer. This is a kit that comes with the refractometer. So this is the refractometer right here. And then the swig harm hydrometer. The least accurate would be this one, but you can also calibrate it. I'll show you in a second. So if you look at the solution, it is at 1.026. And that's correct. But if you look here, you can zoom in a little bit. This is obviously not reading 1.026. This is reading 1.023 and a half. So this is wrong, but I know, but you can calibrate it by making a mark. You can change the marks here to know at the level, and then you can use this. Then I would consider this to be calibrated, and it will give you the ballpark. So the refractometer, you can make adjustments here on calibration. So you can put a known salinity solution in, put this screwdriver in, and you can make adjustments to your salinity. So you can make the readings quick. And in order to do this salinity, you open the cover, put drops of water on, close it, and you lift it up. You take the reading where the blue and the white line meets. I'll splice another video in. But anyways, here's the 3 ways to measure salinity. That, in my opinion, is the most accurate, followed by this one, which when it's calibrated, and then this one is the least accurate. But if you know where your salinity is and you put a mark in it, you can use this as a quick reference point. You know, I threw this together in a couple days with what I could acquire locally or on Amazon. And so you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. I also run a community group. It's Carolina Reefing Community on Facebook. You're welcome to join that. I have a group of people that are willing to help you with any questions that you may have about saltwater, macroalgae, corals. So you're not alone in this journey. This hobby is best done together with other people, and you can join us, and we would be happy to help you every step of the way. So thank you for all your likes, follows, your comments. I appreciate it all. Continue to comment. I will make videos. I still owe you a couple videos. I said I was going to show you the other salinity, the other ways to measure salinity. I will honor that. I will get a couple of those other salinity testers and do those for you so I can show you those. But for now, this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Bye.